Testing. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Uno, dos, tres. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I am in the guest room. I wanted to do a video on my fitness transformation from how I started to like up till now. So I'm gonna put a bunch of like videos and old photos and stuff like that, just showing like, you know, how I was and kind of who I was at that time, just to give you an example of how I started and kind of where I came from. So I'm gonna be like weaving that through the video. I just want to start out by saying that I was a gymnast when I was young, and I always thought that I was going to be like small, and that wasn't the case. So I like fell in love with gymnastics, loved it so much. It's the norm to be small. So anyways, I did gymnastics for a long time and I was really good at it, but with time I wanted to try out different things just because it just got to a point where I was kind of like bored with it. Like, what do I do now kind of stuff. When I was in gymnastics, and this is going to be another video because I don't really want to talk on it now, but when I was in gymnastics, I kind of got this eating disorder and it just kind of blew up. And from there, when I quit gymnastics, it kind of just got worse, simply because when I quit gymnastics, with height came weight. So I got tall, and then I got, you know, weight obviously comes with height. So I wasn't used to that, and it just wasn't like fitting my mindset correctly. But that's going to be another video that I talk about that. I started to do other sports. I was a cheerleader for my college. You know, the eating disorder was, you know, lingering at that time too. So I was never really happy with my body, let's just say. I was never really satisfied with what I looked like in the mirror. And I still always had that perception of being small, and when I wasn't, it was just really hard for me to like grasp. Then I hurt my knee. I got in a really bad wreck and I lacerated my knee. And so after that, it was just really hard to come back to movement. I was really upset and depressed. So I found the gym, and for like cheerleading and stuff like that, I always had to go do like gym sessions and like, you know, sign myself in to show that we were working out. But like I never really took the gym that seriously until my knee accident, and recovering and going into the gym and walking on the treadmill and doing small movements and stuff really started to build my love for the gym. And I just started to see how much it was making me feel great. Granted, I was doing sports before and all that kind of stuff, but you know, it's completely different, I think, a different aspect. Got into, you know, a group fitness thing in New York, and I started doing a bunch of group fitness classes and a lot of cardio and all that kind of stuff. Just a lot of cardio. And I was going in a different direction of what I thought I wanted my body to be and what I thought fitness was. And it wasn't a really healthy thing. So I was doing so much cardio a day that I was exhausted at night. And I felt at a time that I had to do it. Like, I felt like I had to go do the cardio and stuff. It was becoming like an obsession. And that's not what the gym is supposed to be. It's not like I have to go, I have to go. I would like almost like dread it in a sense. That I was just tired, was really thin, and I just wasn't happy. I never did weight training. I would eat like barely anything. And then I also had bad habits too with my friends, you know, on the weekends I would go drink and all that kind of stuff. So it was never really, I would balance it out with like overdoing the cardio. So now I always tell people, don't try to undo what you did the night before. So if you eat clean all week and then you go and, you know, celebrate on the weekend, just enjoy yourself. Don't try to like go to the gym the next day and like burn off 1,000 calories or run for 14 hours, because that doesn't do anything. You already did what you did the day before. It's already done. You can't go to the gym and just work out for 4 hours and expect that to be like, oh, when I hear people say, oh, I gotta work off what I ate last night. No, you can't do that. You can work out, but you're not gonna work off what you ate last night. Okay, so just enjoy it, I guess, if you're gonna do it. And that's something that I had to learn whenever I was being, you know, reckless. Anyways, so I was really into cardio. I was really into a smaller frame, simply because I told you I wasn't used to, with height came weight. So I have a bigger frame, I have bigger bones. So no matter what I did, that was always going to be the case when I grew and formed into a woman. that was always going to be the deal for me, not being dainty. That was going to be just something I would have to realize like down the road. But when I started getting into the cardio and working out with that fitness group, I started doing marathons and half marathons and just a lot of cardio, a lot of running, a lot of things that I didn't particularly like. Weights to me didn't like turn me on, I guess you could say, so I kind of steered away from really like weightlifting in that sense. I just did a bunch of toning and running and running and running. There was this one time when I was running the Brooklyn Marathon and I was just like, I like stopped in the middle of it and I was like, what the hell am I doing? I was like, I hate running. I hate running. So after the group fitness stuff, I started getting my personal training certificate myself. Started pushing away from like the group fitness classes and started doing more gym-based stuff. And I went to Equinox and met some of the people that are still my best friends today, and they kind of taught me and showed me how weightlifting was way more, for me, way more responsive to my body than all these cardio things. I was fighting against something that my body wasn't going to ever be. I was never going to be thin or like, you know, model-esque or have like these small bones because I have a big frame. So I was always fighting against something that in the end I was going to be this size anyways. You know what I mean? They taught me that weight training was great. I started working out with them a lot. You know, with my personal training, I started getting clients and showing them that, you know, their body is awesome the way it is. Let's just work on some goals that, you know, we can achieve together. So I started pushing weight and really getting really excited about the muscle, you know, I was building and all that kind of stuff. When I did cardio, it was more of the HIIT workouts. Things that I've always wanted, like toning and all that kind of stuff, came into play too. And then I thought about competing. And with my frame, I never really saw a category that would really fit me. And so I decided to try out like bikini, the bikini categories. And granted, I love food, so this was a time where I started learning the power of food and how much I loved it versus like not eating. I thought about competing. Well, that didn't go well for me because got really thin, very shredded, but like very thin. Also, my diet was clean. When I say clean, like clean, like not fun clean, like, you know, no condiments, no salt, nothing, just super clean, okay? I wasn't being healthy then either. I was way too thin for my frame, and I was working against something that wasn't going to be easy for me. I'm not a bikini frame. I was pushing like 120s, in the 120s or something, and right now I'm like 170. I don't really say my measurements to people, but everybody always wants to know my stature. So I'm 170 and I'm almost 5'10", and so that goes to show you how much I was fighting against my own self. And I'm not saying like, you know, 170 was, you know, I pushed myself to 170. I just started eating healthier and putting on muscle and stuff. So, and I wasn't really happy with the competitive lifestyle in a sense. I like food, and at that point I was training my mind into learning to love food as opposed to not. And so I felt like that was teaching me to go back into my bad habits. And I was very shredded, but I was also thin, and I was working against a body that wasn't really natural for me. So these pictures are when I was trying to compete, and then, you know, my body just responded like crazy. And before I even went on the competition stage, and like after I had been working to actually compete, before I even signed up for an event or went on the stage, I got these like hives all over my body just because I was so stressed out from working against something that wasn't, you know, naturally for me. I just, until they have a category, and I think they have one now, wellness, that would fit me, then I wasn't really ever going to compete again, just because there was nothing really that I felt spoke to me as far as category is concerned. Now there's wellness, which is like glutes and bum, but I don't know, I like food so much, so it's like I love enjoying my life too. Now I've learned to balance everything, so it's like to give that peace of mind up for me is going to be really difficult, because I like, you know, eating fun things on weekends. I like spending time with friends. I like the holidays. I like, you know, I eat very healthy. Don't get me wrong. I eat very healthy, but to go back into that mindset is going to be really hard for me, because I feel like for me, coming from an eating disorder and all that kind of stuff, I feel like it would do the opposite of what it should do for me as far as like a goal is concerned. I feel like it would bring me back into a space that I don't want to be in, because I would feel like I was being judged for my body and stuff. And I spent years and years and years getting over that. After I decided I wasn't going to compete anymore, I gained a lot of weight back that was healthy. I started working on gains. I started looking at my muscles differently. I really wanted to build mass on my lower legs and my glutes and stuff like that, so I really trained harder. I pushed more weight. I started reaching goals that I hadn't ever thought I would reach, like hip thrusting, 500 pounds and all that kind of stuff. I started just looking at weights differently, and with that came, the whole Instagram thing, and accepting my glutes or my bum, and really being proud of it. I think a lot of people just think you're like flouting about, but I don't think people really know the backstory behind it. I was so scared to accept myself and say, you know what, this is me. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I like to be strong. I am a framed person, and I'm proud of, the muscle I've built, and, getting over an eating disorder and really going from being super thin and in rehab facilities to a strong woman today, and showing people that it's okay to be proud of your body and to accept yourself as you are, and focus on goals and focus on you, and don't care what anybody else thinks. And that's what's starting to that's what inspires me, and that's why I'm so proud of this transformation, because I help people every day see that if they work for something, they can achieve it. And I help people every day just be themselves, because if you guys watch me, I'm very goofy and all this kind of stuff, because that's who I am, and this body is who I am, and it took me a long time to get to that point, and I'm very proud of it. And so now it's like one of those things where it's like I don't really care what people think or say about me, because from where I came from to now, I'm so much more healthy and so much more happy. It's just really exciting for me. So I look at the body completely differently. And also, I just want to say, don't get caught up in social media. Don't get caught up with people having the perfect body, because that's just not true. Don't compare yourself to people, because you got to focus on yourself, and there's always going to be this and that and the other. You just got to be you and grind it out and do what you want. When you scroll on all these pictures and stuff like that, be aware that that's a representation of their best life. Nobody really shows you the behind the scenes stuff, and nobody really gives you like the nitty gritty of things. You swipe up and you see perfect body, but it's not perfect. And so with my transformation, and that I inspire people to take their body and try to achieve a goal just as they are, without having to feel like they have to go do all these things to themselves. And my body then was not bad, but it wasn't healthy. So I was very thin, and that's not something that I preach. And for my body type, I was fighting against something. You can't fight against your frame. That's what I always tell people. I am 5'10" almost, and I've got 25-inch thighs, 13-inch biceps. I'm not a small person, and it took me a long time, and it took transforming from that person and seeing pictures up until now to realize, you know what? That was not healthy, but now you're so much more healthy, and look how beautiful you are. Just strong. So you can like a certain image of me and all this transformation and be like, oh wow, you should probably go back to how you were when you're competing. No, because even though I was shredded and a lot of people want that look, it was so hard, and that's not something to keep up year round. It's just impossible, especially for me. You can't keep up that life, and you can't keep up that body all year round. You're either gonna not have a life and stay at home and meal prep every day, or you're going to have that body for a little while, appreciate how hard you work to get there, and then go back to normal eating and stuff and having a life, because that's not something that's really feasible in my eyes. There's all these different aspects of what fitness is. People have certain goals, people have certain looks that they love. You know, some people like this look and that look and this look, and why do you want to do this and why do you want to look like that? Because fitness is, it's everybody's thing, and it's different for everybody. And what people want to look like aesthetically is their own thing. So I grew into heavy training, sumo squats. I love hip thrust. I love lunges. I love squats now. I can push 225 like nothing, and it's just exciting for me to get to a point where I'm like that. I don't know what the future holds for my fitness goals, but I know that muscle is what I love. It's just made me a healthier person, and to walk into the gym and to feel like, you know, you can move mountains is so refreshing to me, especially when, you know, I didn't love my body at one time, and to, you know, wear shorts and everyone's like, oh, you're wearing poom poom shorts. Yeah, because one, I'm good, and two, I like to see my legs work, and three, it's like, a couple years ago, I would have never, ever worn something like that. So be in love with your body, you know, work on your own goals, focus on yourself. Don't go to the gym and feel like you're inferior to anyone, or feel like, oh wow, that person over there looks really good, I need to look like that. Please don't compare yourself. Put on your headphones and do your own thing and progress yourself. Whatever your goals are, please, you know, just be healthy with those goals. Don't fight against something that's not beneficial for you, and screw everybody else that says anything about you. Do you, boo-boo. The gym is a place where it's like my sanctuary, so, and balance is the key too. Be yourself, be kind to yourself, and thank you guys all for watching. I really appreciate all your support. I just want people to feel powerful, if that makes sense, and to feel like they are good enough for whatever. And I feel like the gym, although it sounds corny, is a great place to change mindsets. I hope that helps you guys understand and answers your questions for the fitness transformation. Guys, I'm rambling, but I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys all for the support. I'm so appreciative. Ha! Oh, these pictures back there are promo posts pretty soon, and I hope I wasn't blurring this whole thing. And this is clothes for traveling tomorrow, and because I've got some pretty cool stuff coming your way. I want to make sure that I hit all the topics. I wrote this down because it was so much. Joey doesn't share food! I think I had a booger in my nose the entire time. Whoops. I think I had a booger in my nose. Well guys, I'm not going to refilm this if I had a booger in my nose, so give it a name already. Give it a name already.